Welcome to a comprehensive video on guidelines on school safety and security. A child spends 22% of their waking time in a year in a day school. Realizing the criticality of the safety and security of every child, the Supreme Court directed the Ministry of Education to develop guidelines for school safety and security. With these guidelines, it has been accepted that schools are accountable for a substantial chunk of the child's life and thus have a huge responsibility to make the stay in schools of all children comfortable, joyful, secure, and safe. Accountability. The principal, head of school, teacher, in case of any incident during class or under her watch, and local administration supervising the government or government-aided schools, particularly regarding safe infrastructure, mock drills, training, etc., are accountable for ensuring the safety and security of the children in school and responsible for preventing neglect of any aspect of safety and security of children, or any non-adherence to the safety guidelines such as the NCPCR's Manual for Safety and Security of Children in Schools, or any other safety norms prescribed by the government, recommendations of SMC or PTA, etc. If, in case of an accident in the school or school transport after or before school hours, it is found that the school, which has actual charge of or control over the child when the child is in school, has willfully neglected the child, that has caused the child unnecessary mental or physical suffering, it may be treated as a violation of the Juvenile Justice Act 2015 and should be referred to the police by the school authority. The negligence committed by the school principal or head of school, teaching and non-teaching staff may be broadly categorized as follows. Negligence in establishing a secured infrastructure for the students and children with special needs. Negligence to the quality, standard of the food served and portability of water provided to students in school for consumption. Negligence related to security measures adopted by the school authorities for the safety of children. Negligence in providing timely medical aid to the students. Negligence in taking action against a complaint reported by a student. Negligence on corporal punishment, including mental and emotional harassment. Negligence in preventing bullying, discriminatory actions, and substance abuse in the school premises. No regular monitoring and reporting to the appropriate authority, as mentioned, delaying actions in case of crime or disaster, suppression of facts, and not reporting to the appropriate authority. The school authorities or teaching and non-teaching staff are liable to legal actions in the following cases: giving intoxicating liquor, narcotic drugs, or psychotropic substances to a child without the advice of a medical practitioner. Imposing corporal punishment to a child. Corporal punishment means the subjecting of a child by any person to physical punishment that involves the deliberate infliction of pain or retribution. Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education (RTE) Act 2009 prohibits physical punishment and mental harassment under Section 17(1) and makes it a punishable offense under Section 17(2). Hatching a criminal conspiracy against a student or suppressing the commission of a crime for any reason. Intentional omission to give information of offense against a child. Trying to cause the disappearance of vital evidence of an offense against a child or produce any false information during an investigation or before the court. Failure to report a suspicion of child abuse. Compliance to be followed by government or government-aided elementary schools. If there is a commission or a criminal act or offense, it will be the duty of the head of the school in charge, head of school, and the school management, if any, to act quickly as per law provisions. On non-compliance of safety and security requirements in the school, the parent or guardian should approach the block education officer. In case of non-redressal to the grievances at BEO level, the matter should be taken up with the district education officer. If the issue are not addressed by the DEO, the parent or guardian may take up the matter with the district collector. The DC or DM may arrange to hold an inquiry and, based on findings, give directions to the schools as may be deemed fit. In case of complaint or continued non-compliance by the school, even after the above directions of the DC may escalate the issue to the Department of School Education. The department can arrange to conduct an inquiry and, if found true, may take appropriate disciplinary and other administrative action against the erring members, including against the school management if required. In case of non-compliance of the recommendation of SMC by the school, the SMC should bring it to the notice of appropriate authority as defined under the respective state RTE rules. The appropriate authority shall take or recommend action against the responsible officials for non-compliance as per the service rules. Roles and responsibilities of principal or head of school. Compliance with NCPCR manual for schools. The principal or head of school should ensure compliance with the roles and responsibilities assigned to it under NCPCR's manual on safety and security of children in schools and any other guidelines as applicable, including safety components in SDP. The principal or head of school shall conduct planning meetings at the beginning of every academic year to develop the school safety and security plan, including a school disaster management plan containing classroom-wise disaster sub-plans as per the template provided by NDMA as part of the School Development Plan SDP. The school safety and security plan should be prepared by involving not only SMC or PTA, but also children of all grades by making it an age-appropriate exercise in developing the competency of understanding the idea of personal safety, school community safety and security, and the roles and responsibilities of teachers, school management, peer groups, and their roles and responsibilities in ensuring the same. Orientation of stakeholders in the school. The principal or head of school should orient all teachers and students at the beginning of the session regarding the school safety plan using the morning assembly platform. The principal or head of school should arrange to orient teachers, other staffs, students, and even parents for critical observation of infrastructure facilities, entry, classrooms, laboratories, libraries, sports grounds, toilets, dispensary, first aid arrangement, and other secluded places and transport in schools, etc. And reporting if there is a need of additional facility or maintenance of the existing facility. Display of school safety and security. The display of the school safety and security plan should be done creatively in a common area of the school, along with infographics and photographics, etc., so that children of all grades understand it. Child safety posters, POCSO e-box, details, and child helpline numbers should be displayed in prominent school locations. The principal or head of school shall also ensure the display of the school safety pledge at a prominent place in the school. Meetings with SMC or SMDC on school safety and security. The principal or head of the school shall also conduct meetings with the SMC, teachers, PTA representatives, and student representatives at least once a quarter to review the school safety and security plan implementation in the school. The minutes or decisions of the meeting shall be properly recorded and made available to the school principal, who will put them on the school's website and notice board so that they are available to every parent. The principal or head of school should also receive suggestions from parents on safety issues during these meetings and record the same in minutes to take appropriate action. PTM meetings. The principal, head of school, shall orient teachers, parents, and students on the purpose and process of conducting parent-teachers meetings and their impact on all-round development. The principal or head of school shall sensitize parents and teachers on releasing the child's stress and anxiety by focusing on uniqueness, strength, his or her coping strategies, attitudes, and values along with the academic areas of improvement and making PTMs as Child Parent Teacher Dialogue CPTD. Periodic safety inspection of school. The principal or head of school shall arrange to conduct a thorough inspection of the school at least once a quarter during school hours. The school inspection report prepared by this inspection team and duly signed by the team should be uploaded on the school website for transparency. Safety walk. The SMC should designate members including the principal, teachers, and parents along with student representatives chosen randomly as the school safety committee to conduct a safety walk on the entire school premises to ensure compliance with standard safety measures. Safety walk may be conducted once every quarter. The principal, head of school shall conduct daily monitoring of maintenance of sanitation and hygiene, particularly in washrooms and drinking water areas, including classrooms, canteens, laboratories, libraries, etc. The principal or head of school shall equip the school with basic supplements and medicines. Integrate learning about safety as an activity for students. Learning about the safety of schools may be integrated as an annual learning and awareness exercise for students. Role of individuals, school management under Section 19 of the POCSO Act. All schools must constitute a grievance committee on child sexual abuse CSA within a month of the beginning of every academic year. The committee and school staff should be oriented about their role under Section 19 of the POCSO Act 2012. Section 19 of the Act states that any person who has apprehension that an offense under this Act is likely to be committed or has knowledge that such an offense has been committed shall provide such information to the Special Juvenile Police Unit or the local police. Anti-Bullying Committee. An anti-bullying committee may be constituted in school, composed of the vice principal, a senior teacher, a school doctor, nurse or health worker, a counselor, an SMC or PTA representative, a school management representative, senior students, etc. The decisions taken in the Anti-Bullying Committee and Grievance Committee on Child Sexual Abuse meetings should be discussed in the SMC or PTA meeting. The school should jointly with SMC, SM, PTM, PTA, and student representatives develop bullying prevention programs and create awareness. Empowering students. Identify students with positive leadership qualities and make them part of the anti-bullying task force of the School Safety Committee to act as peer counselors and educators to develop a bullying and violence-free school campus. Mock drills. Schools should conduct mock drills on emergency preparedness and disaster management for students and staff at least once a year. Ensure psychosocial safety. Psychosocial safety would entail providing a stress-free environment for conducive teaching and learning in the classrooms, which promotes positive student-teacher relationships and violence prevention in schools and ensures socio-economic development in students. Unusual behaviors, continuous absence from classes, or any other signs of stress or depression, if observed, may be brought to the notice of parents for follow-up with a counselor at the nearest adolescent-friendly health clinics, health and wellness centers. Schools should make provision for solid action against teaching and non-teaching staff in case of any involvement in or negligence of physical or sexual violence, bullying and or corporal punishment, subjecting the child to physical or psychological harassment. Schools should ensure inclusive practices and under no circumstances subject any child to discriminatory practices on the grounds of caste, creed, religion, disability, and gender. Schools should be sensitive towards the confidentiality of all personal issues students shares. All the efforts, the humane qualities, and other talents of the child should be appreciated, rather than just emphasizing scores to reduce exam-related stress and suicidal tendencies. As recommended in NAP 2020, group counseling and guidance can be provided online, offline, or blended. Students can also avail of counseling through Manodarpan, an initiative of Ministry of Education which mobilizes psychosocial support for mental health and well-being of students during and after the post-COVID outbreak. A national toll-free telecounseling helpline 844-844-0632 has also been developed under Manodarpan and should be widely disseminated. Ensure health and physical safety. Sports, yoga, and physical activities or exercises must be encouraged for each child in an age-appropriate manner. The importance of physical fitness in the productivity of an individual must be explained appropriately to the child and the parents. Every school should have a basic medicine or first aid kit and emergency medical care numbers, including ambulance services, on display. Schools should conduct health checkups at least once a year and maintain health cards. The school health cards must be comprehensive, covering both physical and psychosocial aspects of child development, and also include the child's medical history, any severe ailment or allergy that the child has, or other disability issues. Schools should follow the central or state government notifications, circulars, SOPs on health and physical safety issued occasionally. Midday meals should follow the guidelines on calorific value, food safety, and hygiene. Schools should sensitize students and parents on important health issues such as the role of nutrition in physical and mental growth, nutritious alternatives to junk food, the importance of a balanced diet, etc., and its impact on child behavior and learning. The suggested constitution of the School Safety Committee is as follows. Chairperson, head of the institution, as he or she is the key nodal person. Student safety officer or child protection officer. The head shall be assisted by the SSO, CPO, who may be nominated from amongst the teaching or non-teaching staff of the school. The CPO should not be a contract employee or a part-time employee. The CPO must be a permanent employee, if possible, with at least 5 years service in the school and preferably with a background in child psychology and counseling or experience working with children and familiarity with child protection concerns and procedures. Faculty representatives, 2 or more representatives from the teaching or non-teaching staff, of which at least one should be a woman. This could also be broken down as follows. 1 management representative, 1 faculty representative from each primary, middle, and senior school is present. Parent representatives, 2 parents, including, where applicable, 1 parent who is also a parent representative of the school management committee. The parental membership must be rational and with their term not exceeding 1 year. Student representatives, 2 senior students, preferably 1 boy and 1 girl. Alumni representatives, optional, 1 or 2 representatives from active alumni members who have a passion for school development and could devote time. Their functions includes the SSC is to hold quarterly meetings and meeting minutes are to be maintained and made available for the records. SSC must undertake a safety walk of the entire school premises once every quarter to ensure compliance with standard safety measure. In addition to the students, all members of the School Safety Committee must be present during every safety walk as far as possible. Feedback or complaint boxes on safety measures must be maintained at 1 or 2 prominent locations in all schools, and the same should be opened during the safety walk. Action must be taken on queries, complaints, suggestions within 15 days of opening the suggestion boxes. Sample of School Safety Pledge. We, the teachers, parents, and students of name of school, pledge to ensure that our school is a safe, secure, and happy place for all. We pledge to support the head of the school who shall leave the school building at the end of the school day only after ensuring no child is left behind inside or outside the premises. Ensure that students, teachers, and staff stay back in school for various activities only with his or her permission. Meet and interact with all students and teachers regularly and at least once a week. Ensure that teachers are sensitive to the needs and concerns of students, especially those in the primary classes. Create a healthy, clean, and non-threatening environment and curb bullying. Carry out evacuation drills regularly. Maintain a suggestion or POXO box and check the comments shared by students regularly. Roles and responsibilities of teachers. Support the principal in gently orienting students towards safety and security in general. Teachers should also help set classroom norms and standards that support child safety and security. Collaboratively develop healthy classroom norms and conduct of behavior which ensures a safe and secure classroom environment. Encourage the habit of inquiry and sharing by placing a question box or opinion box and regularly addressing the curiosity and problems of all children. Relaxation exercises such as mindful breathing, yoga should be conducted in assembly or between different periods to improve concentration and reduce stress. Being sensitive in the use of language and refraining from passing judgment on child behaviors to nurture positive attitudes and relationships amongst and with children. Being vigilant and observant about unusual behaviors and signs of stress or depression in students, and informing and holding discussions with parents accordingly. Highlight the strength of every child, not just within the classroom, but also in the PTMs, to promote self-esteem and confidence. Appreciate effort more than the scores to reduce exam-related stress, which increasingly affects the child and the parent psyche. Engage in inquiry and dialogue in classrooms around challenging stereotypes among students with regard to gender, caste, class, ethnicity, language, etc. Roles and responsibilities of a counselor. Building strong rapport and trust with all students to encourage fear-free interaction and dialogue. The counselor should ensure confidentiality of all personal issues shared by students in confidence. Be vigilant about unusual behaviors and intervene to give professional help. Counselors, along with headmasters, assistant headmasters, teachers, and wardens, should facilitate students to build personal connectivity or bond with each other, understanding their views and helping them to clear their confusion and cope with their challenges by realizing their strength and building resilience. To support the holistic development of the students by empowering them with psychosocial competencies, instilling responsible behavior, and inculcating skills for help seeking to ensure their preventive, curative, and developmental needs, and a safe and healthy childhood. Roles and responsibilities of non-teaching staff. Every staff member is a stakeholder in protecting child rights and safety. Non-teaching staff should ensure that they are well informed on all aspects of the safety and security of students and comply with all aspects. Being observant of their interpersonal relationships, disposition towards students and staff, temperament, effective communication, conflict management, risky behaviors, knowledge and awareness of child rights and safety, etc. Be vigilant about infrastructure safety. Inform the school head of untoward behavior by any stakeholder in the system. Roles and responsibilities of students. Every student must follow the safety and security guidelines the school principal and teachers occasionally issue. If students observe tobacco, drug-related substance supply activities outside or inside the premises, they may inform the school authorities through the complaint box. Senior students may discuss various issues like bullying and sexual harassment with other younger students under the guidance of teachers. Act as peer support or peer educator for other students wherever possible. Stay physically active. Do not hesitate to seek support from teachers, counselors, parents when required. Here are important telephone numbers: